Hey, Shalom. Okay, Shalom, Shalom. Actually, let me bring this camera up a little closer. All right, you. That's good. All right. All right, hey, Shalom, Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Give honor to some other apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to hopeful members of the elect. The in the house of David, this man preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times, to be the ruling governing body of the nation national. Alright? And I want to get to Joel, second chapter. Alright, go through that breakdown. And so much things, every day now, every week, something is going down. All right, as of recently, just to give like a little update of news, you just had Venezuela. All right, the president of Venezuela, Maduro. Now he is rising up for war. All right, he's rising up for war against the United States. Okay, you see, so a potential war might break out between the United States and America. And see, what a lot of people don't know is that Russia, they back up Venezuela. They aid them, they give them weapons, all right? And then you just have the Mossad. They're about to issue out their AI program, Gideon, all right, which is similar to America's Palantir, which basically it's a technology that surveils you, that uses pattern recognition so they can know your next move. All right, and they use it for logistics, finance, healthcare. Okay, see, they'll basically help their system run more efficient. All right, and they're going to incorporate that in their New World Order. Okay, Palantir, Gideon. All right. See, this whole world it's already here. All right, it's this digital system. It's already here. And then what else? Atlas. The chariot that they're calling Atlas is approaching Earth, and they're already saying how this is like a 0-point chance that this is like natural, like this is just, it's not a coincidence basically. All right, it's heading right towards Earth. It's gonna hide itself behind the sun. So people are saying like it's an asteroid. No, well, what asteroid is gonna hide right behind the sun? Okay, and surveil, because that's what the Lord is doing. He's sending his angels to scout. All right, because all hell is about to break loose, man. All right, real soon. Let me get Luke 21, verse 28. And it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. Right, our redemption is almost near. Okay, we're just waiting on the few more prophecy to come and pass, which is what? The MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the ship. All right, and then World War III, and then in the midst of that, Yahushua is going to return in a gigantic chariot, okay? Similar to the movie like Independence Day, all right? That's what's coming, to beam up the elect throughout the four corners of the earth and destroy these armies of these different nations over there in the Levant area, the so-called Middle East, all right? In Western Asia, because it's really West Asia. There's no such thing as a Middle East. That's Esau's terminology that he's created. I give credit to Elder Malcolm for always bringing that out. All right. And, Isaiah 66, verse 15? He's going to come back in a whirlwind with fire. All right. That chariot. Okay. So to do two things. Bring salvation and bring destruction, while simultaneously ICBM missiles are going to rain down and nuke America. All right. This is all prophecy. Okay, so I'm going to get Joel, the second chapter, and I'm going to break it down. Okay, so you brothers get your highlights, get your notes out. All right, if you're able to, especially new brothers, don't be lazy. Don't always just hear what a brother's saying. No, the scripture say to study to show thyself approved. All right, we all had to do it. Okay, so get your highlights, get your notes out. Pause the video if I say something that's very informative, pause it, you Google it, you chat GPT it, So, let me get Joel, so I have to bear me 1 second, and dive right in. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Right, we're doing that. We're blowing a trumpet. We're giving out the warning. All right, the true men of the Lord, the true prophets, man. Okay, we're giving out the warning. We're warning our people what's coming. To come back and see how Bashem Shai. Ultimately, we're reeling in the elect. You know, we're being fishermen. All right. Let me get Jeremiah 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. That's what we're doing. See, we're fishing for the elect, man. All right? And hopefully I'm part of that as well, but we're coming back unto Yahweh Bashem Shai, okay? And if you have understanding of this word, then go out and preach. You know, that's the gift. That's spiritual power. What we're doing right here, you know? Understanding these scriptures, having this knowledge, all right, and applying it, you know? This is a form of spiritual power, man. Okay, but we're fishing for the elect. All right, you know, we're fishing for the elect because we know 2/3 of people are going to die, but we're also giving out the warning. Okay, we're giving out the warning. Let me get Ezekiel, and we're also telling this Edomite, all right, these elites, okay, these international banking families, because they're the ones that's truly ruling, all right, the chief house of Amalek. Okay, because they're the head tribe, the so-called Jewish, all right? They're the head tribe of Esau, Edom. You know, the international banking families, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all right? And their name before it was Rothschild was Red Shield, okay? You know, Red Shield. If you go into the history, Amr Rothschild, all right? And he had his 5 sons and told them to go to 5 different countries and set up financial systems, you know, banks, all right? And that's how they grew in power, you know? And they're ruling the earth today, you know? You know, you have, for example, BlackRock and Vanguard. Okay, those are two corporations that own everything, all right? You look at the, all these different industries, really, all right? If you look at, from just looking around, McDonald's, all right? All these different factories, the media, the healthcare system, all right? The financial system, all right? These different banks, all those lead back to the international banking families, okay? Again, you know, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys. And you also have international banking families that we don't know, okay? But these are who rule the earth right now, all right? But really, they're Edomites, okay? They're Edomites according to the Bible, all right? So let me get Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It says, Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. Right? So we're giving out that warning. Okay? We're telling Israel to repent in their ways, to come back unto Yahweh Bashem Shai. But we know it's not going to happen. A lot of 2/3 are going to perish. Zechariah the 13th chapter. All right? And again, like I said, we're also telling this devil that he's going to go down, that his system is going to fail. He's only going to go so far. All right? But Yahweh Shai is going to come back, establish his kingdom. But he's going to be destroyed. Esau, Edom. You know, first his system, his kingdom. Then he's going to be put in slavery for 1,000 years along with the other heathens. But he won't be exempt from judgment. All right? He's going to get total annihilation. All right? After 1,000 years, man. Pursuant to Obadiah. Okay? Oh, fuck. It's a lot here. Tell my thing, stop recording. But yeah, he's gonna get total annihilation after 1,000 years. Okay? And we're telling these Edomites, we're telling them this, okay? Alright, so going back to Joel chapter 2, verse 1, it says, Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. Okay? And that's when it's coming. That's when the ICBM missiles are gonna come. Alright? Hit America. Those clouds are gonna, you know, it's gonna be like what they call a nuclear winter. Alright? But also, you know, the chariots too. They're going to come, the host of the holy angels. All right? And again, you already have this huge chariot that they say is half the size of the sun. They're naming it Atlas, and it's approaching Earth. And they said it's going to be here by sometime in November. All right? And it says, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people. Hold on, am I in the right? Right. Right, it says a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Right. But ultimately, again, this is just referring to the ICBM missiles, the nuclear fire, that destruction. All right. You know, again, when they engulfs America, and then the nuclear missiles going to hit other parts of the world, but when it mainly hits America, the main setting place in the Mosai's movie. All right, that thick darkness, that cloud's going to engulf the atmospheres, man. You know, it's going to be there for, you know, some time. All right, but that's good because that's what's going to cleanse the earth. All right, that's what's going to cleanse the earth. And it says, a great people and a strong. So this is not actually referring to people. This is talking about the nuclear missiles. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after, even to the years of many generations. Right? Because in Isaiah, let me get that real quick. It talks about how there's going to be no more war. You know, that's how you know that those Israelis, all right, those Jewish people, okay, Jewish, because they wish they were the real Jew, they're not. That's how you know that they're not God's chosen people, okay? Because prophecy says when we go back into our land, there won't be any more war, all right? Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, verse 4. And it says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Right. So, no, it's going to be no more war, no more fighting, none of that, man. Okay? See, it's going to be none of that. You know? That's how you know that, again, those Israelis are not God's chosen people, man. They're imposters. The scriptures even say how a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Why, you know, when you think of a bastard, that's someone who doesn't have a father, all right? Or they're not other, like, you know, Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, all right? Who's considered like a bastard because, you know, if you watch the TV series, he was really a royalty from both sides. He was really a Targaryen, all right? But in the early shows, his mother was a whore. You know, that was the premises. That was the thought at first. Okay, he really didn't hold no value in royalty. Okay, you know, he wanted to be able to sit on that iron throne. He basically, or I'm gonna say iron throne. He wanted to be able to sit in that royal house. Okay, as a king. You know, basically, a bastard. You know, they have no how can I say it? A bastard, all right? They have no father, but they have no rights to to royalty. They have no rights to an inheritance, okay, if you will. But that's Esau. He has no rights. He has no inheritance. He has no, you know, the Most High didn't make a covenant with him, all right? You know, Genesis 27 chapter, it said how he was going to rule everything that was given unto Isaac. You know, that was prophecy that he got that blessing, all right, how he's going to rule everything. But it's all coming to an end now. 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, okay? We were given that covenant. We were given that inheritance, all right, that commonwealth, all right, the nation of Israel, to rule everything, all right? And that's soon going to come. All right, we're going to rule this whole planet Earth, okay? And we're going to do it righteously. We're going to do it in the right way. You know, here it is, this devil, he's putting chemtrails in the sky, all right, GMOs in the food. Like, what are you doing? Here it is, you rule the whole earth, and they can make it a paradise overnight, all right, if they really wanted to. But here it is, this man is ruling, all right, and he's bugging out his own kingdom, destroying the minds of the people, sending up man against women, and it's all because he wants to destroy us as a people, the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? You know, here it is, this man is such a devil, All right, he's going to islands, committing wicked acts, pedophilia, all right, traumatizing children, drinking adrenochrome, you know, basically children, the blood of children, you know, just doing wicked acts, bugging out in his own kingdom, doing some sodomite activities, just doing just degeneracy, all right, committing degenerate acts, all right. This man's ruling. You see, we got a psychopath ruling the whole earth, and see, he's about to soon be wiped out. All right, his kingdom soon is going to be wiped out. Okay. So let's go back. It says, "A great people and a strong there had not been ever the like." Again, this is going to the nuclear missiles. Neither shall be any more after it in the years, many generations. Right, no more war. And fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Okay. That's, again, the nuclear missiles, okay? The land is as the Garden of Eden. It's talking about America. Because America, if you look at the landscape of America, especially back then, it's very beautiful. Even today, you go to certain states, you know, hell, in every state, really, it has its own type of beauty. You go on the outskirts, you go into, like, you know, the outskirts away from the city. It's very beautiful, man. Go to certain parts of Colorado, all right, Montana, you know, California, it's very beautiful, man. Okay, Michigan, every state damn near, it's very beautiful. All right. Okay, it's very beautiful. You know, because Eden, Idan, the Hebrew means paradise. Okay, and this place was like a paradise before Esau came over here. You know, this place is, you know, when Israel was ruling, when the northern kingdom came over here, because that's how we truly came over here. All right. When the indigenous came over here in 724 BC, when we escaped the Syrian captivity, because Esau Edom, he's such a liar, he pushes out his indoctrination, saying we came over here we crossed over the Bering Strait. No, all right, we came over here in 724 BC, all right. That's how we got over. You know, that's how we got over the indigenous, all right. But then it's crazy because, you know, Jake, the Southern Kingdom, they want to say, oh, you know, the indigenous were really the black people. Well, once upon a time, we were all melanated, man. All right, but really we're the same people. But you got dumb niggas. That's, I don't know. I think that's like an agenda that Esau told these niggas to push. All right, to separate the tribes. Okay, calling Gadites and Siberians, but they don't understand that we're really the same people. All right. We're really brothers, you know, we're really cousins, all right? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're actually God's chosen people, man, okay? But, you know, hey, again, you got dumb niggas, though. That's why the Lord's going to kill a lot of you dumb niggas. I can't wait till the Lord really, you know, let this white man do what he got to do and destroy a lot of you dumb niggas, man. Because, hey, we got black fatigue, all right? See, Esau, he stole that from us. We've been tired of you niggas, all right, you spiggers. You know, you Native Americans, we've been tired, all right? So when Esau when he puts that hammer down to get rid of you niggas off the face of this planet, hey, we're going to be cheering, man. All right? We're going to be cheering, all right? We can't wait. All right? Because two-thirds going to perish, man. Let me see. I'm going to go back to verse 3, and it says, "A fire devoured before them, behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them." Right? It's talking about the land of America. All right, America is going to get nuked by nuclear fire. Okay, it's going to get 100% destroyed. Okay. It says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Okay. And if, I remember a brother did a lesson, you look at the missiles and how they, you know, when they're being shot out, it really does sound like horses galloping, all right? You know, when they're shot out throughout the air, okay? It makes that rumble noise, you see? And they're gonna be in perfect formation, coming right over here to America, all right? 200 million to be exact. Because you can fit, I believe, like 15 to 30 warheads in one missile. Okay? And it says, like the noise of chariots on top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire they devour the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. All right? It says, before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness, right? Because you got a picture in your head. So when you read these scriptures and you read, certain prophecies, you have to visualize it, all right? And see, the Most High put in the minds of these directors, these famous movie directors, to give you a visualization of what's to come, because all these different type of movies, that's really given from the Most High, all right? That inspiration is given down from the Most High, like Terminator, the Judgment Day, when Sarah Connor fell asleep and she had that vision where it was in downtown LA, all right? It was in downtown LA, and she was on that gate, and she just saw an explosion. It was a nuclear explosion, all right? And that fire engulfed her, that nuclear fire, okay? You see? But before that nuclear missiles hit, it's going to be an alarm that's going to be sounded off. I can see it, okay? You're going to hear an alarm, and it's going to tell you that nuclear missiles are incoming. It's going to probably name various cities, and at the same time, you're going to look up, it's going to be chariots, all right, the hosts of the holy angels, so-called UFOs all throughout the sky. You're going to see a gigantic chariot in the midst of it, all right, with Yahweh Shai's so-called black man, and they say he's going to come back, he's going to travail like a woman. Just give that mighty warrior cry. And then you're going to see a lot of individuals, getting beamed up, all right? Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, they're going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, okay? Actually, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that real quick. And that's all going to happen simultaneously while the missiles going to be raining down here in America, okay? You see? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse, we get to the point, 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled in terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, right? Because that's how we're going to get up out of here, man. All right? We're going to get up out of here. I'm going to wait for this fire truck. I already know they're going to make a hell of noise right now. Demons. Never mind. Actually, they're very respectful. So I'll give it to them. I was like, I know they're going to be demonic, man. But, yeah, that's how we're going to get up out of here, is through what you call UFOs, through a chariot. All right? We're going to get beamed up, the elect, that is. The elect is going to get beamed up in a chariot, man. Okay? See, we're going to need divine intervention all throughout, when all that hell breaks loose, man. Because I was just watching Double 7, and he was breaking down, Palantir. Really, he was going to Gideon, all right, Israel, the Mossad's like AI technology. Now they're basically similar to Palantir, all right. Just look it up, Chat GPT it, all right. We're gonna need divine intervention, man. Okay. When I was just, reading what it can do, I was like, man. If there's nothing you can do to go against Esau's system, man, you got to give it to Esau. You got to give it that this so-called white man, all right, especially America, we really do have the best military in the world, all right? Our technology far exceeds a lot of these other countries. You can't go head to head with this devil, with this military, okay? He has satellites that can shoot down, project laser beams, Elon Musk, he's definitely giving away his technology to the military because I warned heaven. I remember Trump established the 6th military branch, the Space Force. Why is that? Because they know that the angels are going to come. All right, they know that. And let's just say the generals, they probably are not in the know, which they are in the know. But let's just say some of them are in the know. They still recognize that there is higher entities, higher intellectual entities coming over here, man. So they're preparing for war, all right? But you gotta wait upon Yahweh Shai, you know? You can't go to head-to-head with this devil. It'll be a losing battle. You know, we're waiting for divine intervention, spiritual power. We're waiting for Yahweh Shai just to take care of us like he's been doing, all the way out to, you know, once Yahweh Shai returns, man. And until we get beamed up, baby, all right? And we be changed to gods, and we come back down and lay that smack down, okay? And it's, you know, just, yeah. Then, man, once we get them new heavenly bodies, all right, those extraterrestrial bodies, we're gonna basically be like Superman, indestructible, man. All right. So it says, let me go back to verse. This nigga can't be serious, bro. Oh, he talking about the other dog. I'm gonna go back to verse. Let's see, verse 7. All right, it says, "They shall run like mighty men; they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks." Right, those high-speed missiles are gonna come. There's no anti-defense system that's gonna destroy those missiles. No, they're gonna do their destined job is what? Is to destroy America. All right. Really, the Most High Spirit is going to be within the missiles, man. And they're going to do it in a beautiful way, all right? They're going to do it perfectly, okay? It says, nigga, shut up. Damn. Hold on, wait till this fire truck goes by. It's like Jake let their dogs out on purpose, like they know I'm preaching. I could be wrong. It's like, damn. It says, verse 7, "They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his own path. Every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city." Oh, let me wait till it's on the path. Right here, man. Jay has no respect, bro. Jay has no respect. Honestly, bro, I think what these people do is when they see me come out, they purposely bring their dogs out to bark at me. It's fucking, I could be wrong. But Jake is demonic like that, man. If they are doing it, I hope the Lord destroys them. Demonic as hell, man. I don't know about shit. Hold on, brother. Go right shit. This demonic, always this motherfucking dog too, man. I hope that nigga choking a bone. Damn. Go right here. All right, let's go back. Can't really read right here though. Got having a light. It's like we just. It says, verse 8. "Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one his path, and when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them," right? You know, I'll say the earth's going to shake to and fro, okay? because that's gonna be from the impact of the ICBM missiles, man. All right, let me get what's that? Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13, verse. I really can't read right here. Shit, I got no light. It's lucky. Isaiah 13, verse 13.